Hey there, beautiful people. This is Xaenex, and this is Project Gorgon. Project Gorgon is pretty brutal in its design. It does not handhold you through the adventure, meaning you're not going to get these Care Bear quests that tell you, go do this and go do that. There are elements that help you get acquainted with the game, but as soon as you start the game, you find yourself dropped in the middle of an epic adventure. Even in the first hour of gameplay, you'll be faced with puzzles and challenges that make you think, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe fighting the boss monster by myself while I'm new to the game is not the best idea. The brutality? It doesn't end there. When's the last time you died to a rat, the very first creature that you fought? In Project Gorgon, that's a very likely possibility if you are not prepared. But beyond your beginner troubles, once you enter the game and you start to get a feel for the game, get into the groove of the game, you'll start to realize that the game is not all that difficult and all you really need is some common sense. That might even allow you to avoid death, which isn't all that bad, by the way. Now, I know a lot of games promise that you can play the game how you want, and while Project Gorgon is not a sandbox MMO, it comes close to being one, but it is technically not a sandbox MMO. It does allow you to play the game how you want to play it, in the ways of combat. By this I mean you do not choose a class, you just play the game how you want. Your entire skill build and the way you play combat in this game is all dependent upon your gear. Similar to RuneScape, you gain skill experience based upon the weapon that you're using, and with the skill experience you learn new abilities. That's pretty much the simplest way I can explain the way that Project Gorgon's combat works, because it is such a dynamic and fluid and sometimes complicated system that it's pretty hard to sum it up in just a couple minutes. You kind of have to experience it to just realize how amazing it truly is. But let's not even focus on things they can do while you're alive. Let's focus upon the game's death penalty system. Or is there a penalty? Much like the game's combat system, the death penalty is not something that can be easily explained in about 2 minutes, but here's the basic overview. If you've played your fair share of MMOs these days, you'll probably realize that an MMO either has a really lenient death penalty or a really punitive death penalty. But for Project Gorgon, they actually think outside the box and fuse the two systems. If you die under normal circumstances such as fall into a regular creature, there's usually no muss, no fuss, there's usually not a big death penalty to it. You do get death EXP, something that I'll explain later. However, when you die to boss monsters, which by the way, there's actually this warning that says beware, beware, do not fight this creature, it means don't fight it on your own because you're probably gonna die. And if you die, there's probably gonna be a sucky consequence to this. You've been warned. The reason why I've warned you is because when you die, boss monsters are able to do some pretty horrible things to you, such as giving you a curse that turns you into one of their own kind. And this is permanent until you find a way to break it, which is not a common sense issue. And to give you another warning, there is a boss monster in that very first case that you spawn into. You don't want to fight it on your own, I promise you. Anyway, if you're like, that's no big deal, there is a hardcore mode, and if you die, your items will break with this mode on until you return to the area that you died in. Anyway, let's move on from the negatives and move to the positives of dying. There is a death leveling system. Yes, you heard that right, death leveling. Each time you die to a creature that you've never died to before, you will get death experience. And the really cool part about that is that it's actually an important part of necromancy. Like I said before, this is just a basic overview of the death penalty system, or the lack thereof, or depends on how you see it. I think death is pretty cool, even though I try to avoid it because of my own ego. Anyway, I could go on hours and hours about how amazing this game is, because it truly is, and I am not blowing smoke up your butt. But I hope you check out the game for yourself, and you can find the links in the description below. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and spread the word about Project Gorgon, because it is truly an amazing game. Check it out, and I hope to see you online. Take care and have a wonderful, beautiful, and amazing day.